7:36 right now. Every 3 seconds, someone in the world is diagnosed with Alzheimer's disease or dementia. But new research are bringing scientists one step closer to reversing some of the effects of this disease. The findings recently presented at the Alzheimer's Association's International Conference. And Dr. Howard Berman joining us live this morning, sharing a bit more about this research. Good morning to you.
Good morning. Nice to be with you.
And this is, I understand, a personal cause to you. What is your experience with Alzheimer's?
Well, like many out there, unfortunately, my father had a dementia. This was a gentleman who was a triple board certified physician, brilliant, someone who I've looked up to for many years. And over a period of time, you saw the stripping away of his personality. And unfortunately, last year in December, he passed away. So this is a very personal mission to develop these drugs that don't just slowly stop progression, but that can actually make a meaningful difference.
I've dealt with it in my family as well, and I know just how devastating that can be. Tell us about this new research. What's going on?
Well, what we've discovered, as unlike what has been shown with these newly approved drugs where they try and remove what's called beta amyloid. This is the approved drug from Biogen and Eisai. We're doing something a little different. We are controlling neuroinflammation, which in fact turns out to be one of the key drivers of Alzheimer's disease and other neurodegenerative diseases. So we have a small protein called low-dose interleukin-2. When you inject it, much like an insulin injection, it has a way to enhance something called regulatory T cell, and it slows and it controls the inflammation. And in our early data, clinical data, not only did patients slow or stop disease progression, but their cognition enhanced. So they're actually improved their cognitive function.
Well, that's incredibly exciting. And like you say, this is in the clinical stages right now, so we're a ways away from the approval stage, right?
We are. However, the data is intriguing. We're much closer in terms of ALS, which is a motor neuron disease, and we're moving very quickly there. But the early data is very compelling, and we plan to do much larger cohort trials. We've got a trial funded by the Gates Foundation now, and that phase 2 study should read out in early next year.
So you touched on it. The FDA just granted approval for some new Alzheimer drugs. We just saw the drug that you mentioned, the Eisai Biogen product that was approved in Japan. So what does this mean for people living with this disease now?
Well, with these new drugs, it gives them another option. It gives them something else to try. The problem and the issue with these drugs, they're very expensive. They may slow progression 20 or 30%. However, there's an increased risk of ARIA, which is a type of microhemorrhage in the brain. And some of these patients also, they unfortunately have brain atrophy over a period of time. So the volume of the brain decreases. So there, doesn't mean that yes, there is something, but there also are risks to taking these drugs.
So for families living with Alzheimer's, there is hope out there, right?
There's tremendous hope. There's absolutely tremendous hope. And we feel the field of neuroinflammation is what used to be in oncology a driver. Now in neurodegenerative diseases is really the forefront of research, and we're at the top of that pyramid. We think we can make a meaningful difference, and we're committed, and I'm committed personally to making this happen, to reduce the suffering on the families and the patients.
Well, continue doing the fantastic work that you are, Dr. Howard Berman. Thanks so much for joining us. We appreciate it.